Hey, this is Matt. Once again, we're about to end the video. This is a paid request this time for Tim. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos or topics, commentaries, reviews, what have you, tier list, you could send it directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the mother. Not the motherfucker, the mother. Which I never heard of before. But it's Netflix, so I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense why I've never heard of it before. Came out this year, 2023, and it stars Jennifer Lopez. Now, I don't mind Jennifer Lopez. A lot of people don't like her, whether because of her singing, whether because of the tabloids. When she was with Ben Affleck, you had that Bennifer stuff going on that the tabloids would not shut up about. But I never minded her as an actress because I like Anaconda. I liked her in Anaconda. I like this film called The Cell from 2000. I think that's an underrated film. And I thought she did a good job in that. I didn't mind Out of Sight. She did a good job in Selena, playing the title character. So yeah, I don't mind Jennifer Lopez, and she's easily the best part of this film. Her trying to be a bit of an action hero. Sadly, the film itself, it's very generic. It's fairly generic. It's fairly mediocre. I don't hate the film, but it's a film if you watch in a week or two, you're not going to remember much about it. She is I guess kind of a military person. She's a person with a set of skills. I'll put it that way. And it starts with her in an FBI warehouse where she's going to be an informant. She had brokered a deal between these two folks. It was an arms deal. And she was undercover, being the girlfriend of both. And while brokering the arms deal, she found out that they were also doing child trafficking. And that's what led her to saying, screw this, I'm going to be an informant. And one of the bad guys is Joseph Fiennes. Probably the film he's most familiar to people is probably Shakespeare in Love. So while there, the place gets shot up. And the place gets shot up, so you're thinking, okay, Jennifer Lopez is going to be kicking a lot of ass, taking a lot of names. No, it's only one person, Joseph Fiennes, who then wounds this guy, the FBI agent, and what was his name? Omari Hardwick. He was, what was the film? He was in Army of the Dead. She saves him, tries to hide from Joseph Fiennes. Joseph sees that Jennifer Lopez is pregnant, stabs her in the stomach, but she set up this trap. This explosion happens with a bit of iffy CGI. So you think he's dead. She's wounded. She turns on the shower. Cut to, she's at the hospital. They operate on her. The baby's okay, but is also a target. So some people come up and say, listen, this kid's in danger. We're going to put her in a foster care. And ultimately, Jennifer Lopez agrees. So then you get to 12 years later. Lopez is in the middle of nowhere in the snow. I don't know if it was Alaska or where. I can't remember. Nice cinematography, nice scenery. You have this little motif throughout the film where she looks over and there's a wolf with her cubs. It's very on the nose. A mother and her kids. Here's another mom and it'd be her kid. The wolf being dangerous, her being dangerous. Again, very on the nose, but okay, whatever. Wolves are cool, so I'm fine with that. At least it wasn't a fucking CGI wolf, because there's some movies that would have been a CGI wolf. I know it's pretty damning to faint praise, but I'll give it when I can. She gets a message from Omari Hardwick's character that the they Joseph Fiennes is alive, and we got some of the bad guys, but they had a picture of your daughter, so she may be in danger. They try to take her on this playground. Lopez shoots a bit with a sniper rifle. She gets caught. Her and Hardwick work together. They go into this facility, this compound. Which I like the touch of, they had the song from Massive Attack, Angel. If you watch the trailer to, what's the movie? End of Days, some of the trailers to End of Days, but also The Hunted, the 2003 film The Hunted. Some trailers for those two movies, it would have that. It's the songs like I'm doing a bad job of it. If you look at Massive Attack Angel, some of you may be like, oh yeah, I've heard that song before. So, oh, okay, cool to have that song utilized again. But this is what I'm talking about. I know I'm just telling the plot. The reason I'm doing that, just going over the plot, is to showcase just how predictable, non-special the film is. It's just very basic, by the numbers, nothing unique, nothing that you haven't seen before. Even the action scenes, I mean, she does a little bit of sniper bit, okay. When they go in the compound, it's pretty much shoot people, but there's nothing of style. There's not much of choreography. There's not much of fighting to get into it. It's just getting very basic. Think of a direct-to-video film with a little bit more gloss with the Netflix budget. That's kind of what it is, and I don't know, maybe don't get the director of the Mulan remake to direct your film. Maybe then you get someone who knows how to do action. I don't give a fuck if it's a lady from New Zealand. Doesn't mean you know how to do action. I forget the director's name, I don't care. No, you're sexist. No, it's not that exciting. It's not that thrilling. Extraction 2, which came out on Netflix recently, that was exciting. That had some really good action scenes. This, not really. The villains are pretty generic. There's nothing to the villains. Again, Omari Hardwick cuts the power. Lopez goes in and shoots some people. But again, nothing of note. She has the silenced pistol. Bam, bam, bam. Did nothing to it. Gets the girl. I'll be right back. Kills one of the two guys. Not Joseph Fiennes, but the other guy that she broke her arms deal with. Okay, she's safe. Take her back to her foster family. Just let her be a kid. Let this just be a bad memory. So the guy's driving. His car gets hit. It's Joseph Fiennes and his crew. J-Lo gets there. Omari Hardwick gets killed. So I felt like they were building up that character. It didn't really lead to anything. Oh, I almost forgot before that how they found the compound to rescue the kid. They were in Cuba, and there's a bit of a foot chase. See, I forgot that shit because of how fucking forgettable it is. It plays it safe, by the numbers, and basic, and that's one of the big issues with it. You feel like you've seen this film more than a dozen times, and nothing about it comes to play that makes it click. Like you look at Everly with Salma Hayek, that made it feel interesting It all takes place in this one apartment, and the action scenes have a bit of zest and energy and even humor. And like she's doing all this stuff while this one guy is sitting there bleeding from his stomach wound, and he even starts kind of rooting for her. And there's more stuff to talk about compared to this. Lopez gets on a motorcycle, rescues the girl. She shoots a bit, takes the girl back to her place in the middle of nowhere in the snow, and the movie really becomes a slog to sit through. Idea was trying to be a mom and a daughter bonding. The girl played the daughter was okay. Jennifer Lopez, I think she's trying to play, what's the word, stoic, as a tough, but sometimes her emotions able to flourish. She's doing what she can. It's just a lackluster script. I think the wrong director that doesn't have the pizzazz and the intensity to be an action director. Action scenes that are few and far in between, and when they pop up, there's really nothing too much of note. Some decent scenery again in the snowy landscape, but it's just Lopez teaching her how to survive. Eat this food. I don't want to eat Bambi's mom. Well, actually, that would have been Bambi's dad. Fine. And by the way, it's not that anyway. It's rabbit. Well, I'm not going to eat rabbit either. Well, you know what? Anything you eat was taken by violence. Teaches her how to drive. The girl wants to play with the wolf pups. Even I know that's a stupid fucking idea. And I've never done shit with training in any type of forces, special forces, any type of fucking forces. Even I know don't fucking mess with a wolf's babies. But she does, and J-Lo has to steer the wolf off. And they build up stuff that seems as if it's going to go somewhere. That's another thing. For example, there's a bit where J-Lo shoots. Oh my god, you hurt the wolf. No. And she shows her this is non-harmful. I don't know if she said butt shot. Something like that. It was a different type of shotgun shells. I thought those going to come into play. No, it never comes into play later. Like the girl, she needs to get that. Or a bad guy gets it and tries to shoot. What the hell? And realize that it has those shells in it. I thought that was going to come into play. Haha. Those shells aren't harmful, motherfucker. But these are. Like, that would have been cool. Like, the guy gets a... Like, she puts the shotgun out there for the bad guy to find. The bad guy, haha. Those don't hurt. But I bet this does. And then J-Lo pulls out the real shotgun with the real shells and shoots him. Blows him back. You picked the wrong shotgun, motherfucker. Anything like that. Same with... There's a bit that she gives her this knife. And it's this knife that she does this. I thought that was going to come into play. Whether the girl knows how to do it. I don't even know if J-Lo does it. This knife that kind of comes out of her sleeve. If you do it the wrong way, it'll cut your hand. I thought, okay, is this going to come into play later? I swear it doesn't. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I blacked out. But I swear it doesn't. So what the fuck was the point of mentioning that if you're not going to do anything with it? Really, the only thing that comes into play later is there's a bit where she teaches her how to shoot a sniper rifle. And that comes into play later. So, I'm going to spoil the whole thing because there's not much to spoil. The girl's playing with the pups again. You think she would have learned the first time. Because she was playing with the pups and the wolf was ready to eat her. And J-Lo had to steer the wolf off. But lo and behold, she walked out. She fucking played with the pups again. She stupidly gets her hand bitten because she's a fucking idiot. And then they go to a place and she gives her real name. So she fucked up twice now. So, oh shit, we need to get out of here. Your name's now on the wire. The bad guys are coming. So then J-Lo's like, hey, this guy's a friend of mine. You keep her safe. J-Lo's going to stand behind to fight these bad guys. So then the girl has a change of heart, gets in her car, drives into danger. I actually think it would have been better if she just stayed where the fuck she was at. But she drives herself into fucking danger. While the bad guys are coming in snowmobiles and J-Lo gets in a snowmobile. She has some explosives. Some people get blown up. She's in a snowmobile shooting a few guys. I guess you would call this the best action scene in the movie. And it's not much. It's, average. I would say it's average. At best. And not many times you get to see a snowmobile chase nowadays. So at least I made it a little bit different. I can't think of the last movie that had a snowmobile chase. But okay, but it's not like it saved the film or anything. J-Lo fights Joseph Fiennes. He gets the upper hand. Boom. Girl uses a sniper rifle. Knocks them both off this little cliff thing. J-Lo's hurt. Joseph Fiennes gets the girl. J-Lo gets the sniper rifle. Hits the mark. She thinks she missed. But the girl's alive. Comes out. They hug. Everything's hunky-dory now. The end. That's what I mean. It doesn't have the emotional pathos that it thinks it has to be this big, deep story. It doesn't have the action scenes to really back up the idea to have them so few and far in between. You have a little bit of... I'm surprised you didn't have as much of Jennifer Lopez fighting compared to other films that would showcase this type of stuff. And the villains are very boring. They're very forgettable. The mother-daughter bonding stuff, I really didn't give a shit about. And again, some of it led to nowhere. Like the knife thing and all that stuff. Again, the wolf pups thing, it was so on the nose. And the fact they repeated over and over again. It's like, we did it. I did it the first time. The wolf and pup is like her and her daughter. I did it. So, generic is all hell. Jennifer Lopez is doing a decent enough job, doing the best as she can, but it can't save a lackluster plot, some ho-hum action scenes, not enough there to really warrant a lot of excitement, and just, it's a very mediocre generic production with some, again, a bit of decent scenery and gloss, like I said, because of the Netflix budget. But I mean, on Netflix, you just go watch The Gray Man, you go watch Extraction 1 or 2. There's a lot of other choices than this. So, with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.